Hi, I'm Hobart. This is Pro Football Weekly. It's time for us to preview the Sunday night game of the week, football night in America. And it is a good one in the NFC West. The San Francisco 49ers and Seattle Seahawks playing, in essence, for the NFC West title. Executive editor, and my big brother Dan, covers the NFC West for us. And Dan, we start with the 49ers coming off that incredible performance in New England last Sunday night. But you do ask the question, what happened there in the third and fourth quarter?
You know, Hub, the defense, which is outstanding, as we all know, this was the first time they'd given up 30 points in, I believe, something like 32 games. And so I guess there is some cause for concern there. Now, that said, that defense also came up with 4 huge takeaways, including 2 that led to points. And then at the end, they held the Patriots in those last 2 possessions. So they got their act together when it counted most. But yeah, the fact that they gave up so much yardage, even though it was Tom Brady, is cause for concern.
Well, and they also ran about 80–90% man-to-man in the first half, made a switch to zone. You know what happens in games when you get out of what you were doing, then you try and bounce back. Doesn't always work. That was Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Now, the Seattle Seahawks have put up 50 a couple times in a row, but not against anything like the 49ers defense.
No. So, you know, you've got Seattle also with a tremendous defense. And even though, you know, you had both teams really doing well offensively, I think at the end of the day, we're looking at more of a, you know, slugfest, defensive-oriented, a lot like maybe that first game they played back in Week 7 when San Francisco won. That was a big game for Frank Gore, had 181 total yards. And I kind of see that same sort of thing happening, even though we have this interesting situation with the quarterbacks operating out of these pistol or read option type of offenses.
Right, that was a 13-6 game, Week 7, but Colin Kaepernick was not the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And Dan, I'm actually more interested in Seattle and those wide receivers who have come on a lot in the last couple weeks. It was thought to be a tremendous weakness of that team, but now you've got Sidney Rice, Golden Tate playing well, making big plays. They're getting some production out of the tight end. They're taking some of the pressure off of Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, what Pete Carroll decided to do, Hub, was basically take the reins off of Russell Wilson. Initially, being very careful with the kid, but they decided, let's let him see. You know, we know he's a talent. He's a tremendous arm for somebody, even though he's undersized. And both Rice and Tate, in particular Tate, who's just a big play all the time for them, especially at home, they have come on. And also keep an eye on these tight ends. Like Zach Miller and Anthony McCoy, so they've really gotten more of a receiving game to complement the great ground game with Marshawn Lynch.
Now, it is worth noting that Seattle will be without Browner on one corner. There's another appeal this Friday, but that doesn't figure to change the Sunday game. For San Francisco, it looks like all hands on deck. Again, the Niners can lock up a division title here. Seattle in really good shape either way for the playoffs. They'd love to win the NFC West. It's prediction time, Dan. What do you see happening?
You know, I think this game is a pick'em, and I just think that the Niners are going to win this game. I'm not going to say anything more than that. I just think it's going to be really, really close, a really, really good game. But I like the Niners.
Well, when you look at the number, normally you give 3 points to the home team. I think Seattle's the one team in the league that gets 4 or 5, but that tells you how much better even the betting public thinks that the Niners are. I got a hunch that Jim Harbaugh is going to want some answers for what happened in the third and fourth quarter last week. I think he's going to get it from his ball club against an offense in Seattle that is not anywhere near as good as those 100 points they've put up in the last couple weeks. I'm with you. I think it's the Niners, and I'm not sure it's going to be that close by the time it's over. That'll do it for our Sunday night preview. For all the best in NFL preview, review, news, notes, and analysis, you want to stay at ProFootballWeekly.com every chance you get.